Hey there, friends, and welcome back to the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm your host, Wendy Batten. I'm so happy you're here today with me. And today we're going to be answering more listeners' questions or another listener's question. And we're going to talk about how to handle bad reviews because it happens. We work really hard. We put our heart and soul into everything we do here around our shop, right? We care, we try. We're pretty proud of what we're doing and the work and the hard work that we're doing every day. We're having a good day. Maybe some morning you wake up and you're, having your coffee and you open up your computer and bam, there it is. Someone is bashing our business and it's crushing at times when that happens, but it does happen to everybody. But it can feel like really unfair and unjust and like a personal attack, right? So today let's talk about what to do when that happens. And if it happens, it's probably going to happen at some point in time. And I want to share a few strategies and a few thoughts on how to take care of that and what to do when you get a bad review. So let's jump in. Running a retail business doesn't have to be so hard. Welcome to the Creative Shop Talk podcast, the go-to podcast for creative shop owners, studio owners, and independent retailers. I'm your host, Wendy Batten, retail business coach and mentor. Each week, I'll share simple, proven business strategies, inspiring stories from fellow retailers, and advice from industry experts. Together, we're going to work to find the success you want from your retail business with more profits in your till and a little more joy in your life. Okay, one of the first things we have to remember is it is going to happen. This day and age, with everybody has an opinion about everything, it's really important to not overreact to a bad review. I want you to think about some of the things I'm going to talk about and I'm going to share today before you react to anything. So don't panic when you get a bad review. I know it's crushing. I've had it happen. We've all had it happen. I honestly don't know any retailers that haven't had it happen. Anybody that's been in business for any amount of time, somebody somewhere is inevitably going to leave a bad review. And they can be unjust and unfair, and it can be hard, and it can be crazy, or just a wingnut that might have left something really bad. So I want to talk about some ways that we can mitigate our feelings about it and what we might perceive as being really threatening to our reputation. And that's usually what the biggest, we can all kind of maybe manage our feelings better than we can when we worry about our business's reputation. So first and foremost, I want you to put your CEO hat on. I want you to put that CEO hat on when you see this bad review. And if you've been around for a while, you know what I mean by that. I want you to, think of yourself as the CEO, as the big boss of the business, not as the person who's built it all up, just, has their heart and soul in it. I want you to be the boss for a minute. And so the first thing that we want to do is make sure that we are answering every review. This is actually a way to kind of mitigate even bad reviews. So we want to make sure that we're answering every review. So we're going to answer this review, even if it's an unfair and annoying and hard one, we're still going to answer it. So this is happening. We're going to answer them. We are going to thank them for their comments or their observations or their words, but we are going to thank them. We are going to answer it. The second thing we're going to do is take the high road. So we're going to take the high road. We are going to kill them with kindness that I'm hoping are already offering everybody else. We're going to offer to connect with them. We're going to offer to resolve the problem or the issue or acknowledge whatever it is that they might be talking about. We're going to step away. We are definitely wanting to not be reactive in this situation. We want to be responsive, not reactive. So I always, every single time, say that the delete key is an amazing thing, right? The delete key is our friend, because if you start typing and you get all like, so unfair, this is And I can hear so many of my retailers and my retailers inner circle and my coaching clients will say, they left this review and yeah, but there's all these reasons like, yeah, but it doesn't make sense, or it's a, crazy person or whatever. But I do want you, don't answer it right away. I want you to step back and reflect. And what I want you to reflect on before you answer, again, delete, 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 if you just kind of instinctively answered them. Don't even thank them or do anything if you're angry and upset. So you've got your CEO hat on. I want you to be reflective about this. I want you to reflect, not react, and again, be responsive, not reactive as well. We want to figure out the question we have to ask ourselves. And there's two types of reviews, right? There's people that are just mean or people that are just unjustifiably leaving reviews that don't make sense. And then there are people who have bad experiences with our business or perceived bad experiences, but it's their experience. So I want you to look at it and ask yourself the big picture of this review. I want you to ask yourself, is there any part of this that's true? And this again comes back to being the CEO and getting out of our own feelings and not making excuses. But is there something I can learn from this? Or did something indeed happen? We all have bad moments. There's always things that happen in our shops. There's always things that go wrong and sideways. It's how we react to them. It's how we reacted to them in the moment. So it could be a customer had a really crappy experience in our shop, not our normal shop standards, and we were just having a bad day and things happened and I don't know, whatever. Things happened and something went wrong, and it happens to everybody. I mean, you can have the best standards and procedures. You can have everything tickety-boo, but things happen. So maybe a client got overlooked, or maybe something bad happened, and maybe this person has a justified complaint or issue, or it is a legitimately bad review, or legitimately bad from what happened. So I really want you to ask yourself, is there any part of this that's true, or anything that we can learn from this or rectify with this? And this is where, I really, when we go back to answer this person, if this is really something that did happen and you're going to say to me, yeah, but oh, well, that was the girl's first day on staff, or, something happened, or the air conditioning was off, and so it was, it wasn't our fault, it was the landlord's fault because it was so hot in the shop that day. Whatever the thing is that the person's complaining about, if there is a legitimate reason, you still take the high road on answering to the point of saying, you're right, we didn't, you're right, there was extenuating circumstances and we didn't deliver the highest quality that we normally do, and our apologies, and we would like to rectify this. We want to answer that. We always want to invite them to join us in a private conversation. That is the highest road to happen. With reviews, we all know we can't remove reviews. There's nothing we can do. Google, Facebook, Yelp, TripAdvisor, all of them, those reviews are there. What we can do, and what if we do take this off of, off site, or kind of in the, into a private email messaging, and we can try to rectify it with the client. So I've seen many people take them down. I've seen a lot of people say, they just remove them after it being rectifying or being seen. Maybe they weren't seen or heard when they were in your shop. And maybe we did drop the ball. We dropped the balls, and the balls get dropped a lot, right? We have a lot of balls to juggle, and we occasionally drop those balls. So if we drop the ball and we made a mistake and we try to rectify it, and we're kind and we take the high road, even if the person left, a scathing review, just take the high road, answer that review, and we can only hope that maybe they'll take it down. And we can ask if we have a private conversation. Never ask for them to take it down in public. Also, it's really important when you have bad reviews that are just ridiculous. And you guys know what I mean. Like there's reviews, your pricing is ridiculous. The displays are horrific. The staff are rude. The products are tacky. That's hurtful, right? Like it's so hurtful. I wrote one down here the other day. One of my retailers said, I've heard this shop is pricey. Don't shop there. Okay, I'm sorry that you heard my shop was pricey. Those are hard to mitigate, right? They're hard to manage and maneuver around and not be super reactive, especially because we're so proud about what we do. So, first and foremost, remember you are not for everybody. So your price might be too high for that person. It's just you're not for everybody. So how we deal with those kind of comments is definitely answering them and kind of making reference to the fact that, oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way. We have a beautiful, loyal clientele that love our products. I hope you can come in someday. Take the high road, be kind. That's all we can do with that type of comment. What we can do instead, and what we can do again to help this review process, I guess, if you want to say it, is we can ask our loyal customers, our regular customers, our ongoing marketing plan needs to be asking our customers who love us to leave reviews. This needs to happen on a regular basis. So we need to be asking our regular customers for honest reviews. Never ask for 5-star reviews. That is a bit tacky, in my opinion. Never ask people to leave you a 5-star review. I think it's actually against Google's terms of service. You shouldn't ask for 5-star reviews. You ask clients, your good clients, the ones you know, the regular clients, everyday clients, the ones you're serving. Ask them every day, could you please leave us a review? We would love it. You can do it via email. You can do it with bag stuffers. You can have a conversation with a client and ask them. I have many of my private clients, they have metrics set up. They have goals set up to ask and to get so many Google reviews every month, so many Facebook reviews every month. I mean, if you have all of these good reviews and then this one wingnut, sorry, I hope you know what I mean when I say wingnut, but you have this one person that leaves this really crappy review, it looks like, when I'm looking through reviews, when you're looking through reviews, when you see one sort of completely out of place, that either the company was having a bad day that day or that's just a crazy person, and we all know they're out there, right? When you see reviews, or when your customers leave reviews, that's the true you, right? That's the true service, and that's the true value you offer. So I want you to be proactive, and I want you to be asking your customers on a regular basis via, again, all of these different ways. Like, there's so many ways we can ask them. We can, again, email, bag stuffers. At checkout, you can have a QR code linked right up to your Google reviews along your shop. Are you enjoying your shopping experience? We'd love for you to leave us an honest review. And people don't always think to leave positive reviews. When's the last time you left one for someplace that you love going to? So go do that too. That would be really helpful to those shop owners that you know. But I also want you to remember that the larger and the busier that your business gets, the more this is going to happen. The economy, or not the economy, but the times we are in right now, people are grumpy. I know you know that. People just seem to kind of be like a little bit more verbal in their keyboard warrior. Is that what they say? Keyboard warrior. But I want you to think about making sure that we mitigate that. So don't be alarmed. Don't be upset when you get a bad review. I want you to step back, make sure you're answering it. But I want you to be responsive, not reactive to it. I want you to put that CEO hat on. And again, remember to ask yourself, what part of this is true? And what can I learn from this experience? And honestly, there's probably bad reviews that you get and they hurt even more because maybe they are a little bit true. Like, there was a lot going on that day. And again, as I mentioned earlier, so be honest and don't be super apologetic and everything on the review itself. Thank them for their honest opinion and ask them to outreach to you. And please, like, we want to help you, and we want to resolve this. That looks so good, whether they do reach out or not. It looks so good to everybody else reading it. There's nothing worse than seeing a review on any page, anywhere, whether it's a hotel or restaurant or shop, wherever you're, looking for a book on Amazon. There's nothing worse than seeing no answer. There's no response to it whatsoever. So make sure that you're answering every review, good and bad. Make sure you're taking the high road. Step away before you answer. I want you to make sure that you're offering to resolve it for sure. and you're using your delete key, use your delete key. And just also the big picture, what you can do. So I hope you found that helpful today. And again, remember, this is what I know to be true. One bad apple is in the customer bucket is not going to ruin your business. Honestly, one bad apple is not going to ruin your business. So one bad review is not going to, ruin your reputation, ruin your business. It's going to be okay. It is hurtful. It is hard. It is not easy, but it is, it's okay. But you have to take the high road towards rectifying that. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope that you have a takeaway with this. And if I can help you in any other way, if you have any questions, please reach out. Let me know. We're going to try to do a listener's question every month. Maybe we'll try to do it every month. And that's what we're here for, to help you and to hope that you find value in what we're doing here on the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I love hearing from you, so please be sure to reach out. You can reach out to me on my Instagram page. I love chatting on Instagram, my friends. So you can find me at Wendy Batten Biz on Instagram and Facebook. I love chatting with you. And of course, you all know, hopefully, that you can find out more about my services and programs, more about my Retailers Inner Circle at wendybatten.com. Have a fantastic week, guys. We'll see you next week. I have a special guest coming next week for the podcast I am super excited about. You are going to just love her to death and maybe be a little bit surprised on who I have on the podcast. So how's that for a trailer? I hope to see you next week. You're not going to want to miss next week's podcast. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you next week. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Creative Shop Talk podcast. I'm so glad that you were here to join us this week, and I hope you found value in what we're sharing here. I want to remind you that our website has all of the show notes. You can find it at wendybatten.com/podcast. Everything that you need to hear about today's podcast is there. Also an opportunity if you need to reach out to me. If I can support you in any way whatsoever, please feel free to reach out. Make sure you join our Rockstar Creatives Facebook group. We will continue the conversation over there weekly. So thanks for joining us. Please leave a review, subscribe if you can, and never miss an episode. We hope to see you back here again next week. Thanks, my friend. Have a great week.